On today's episode, we go grave robbing for eyebrows. We're haunted by the ghost of girlfriend's past. And the nerdiest Christmas tree ever. All that and more on today's episode of Bad Advice with Lori Beth Denberg.
Help me out, almighty Lori Beth Denberg. Give me the vital information so I get the red thoughts to do, yeah. The church of Lori Beth is in session and we're reading from the scriptures of vital information. Talking my goddess and my savior, my LPT. Just tell me what's going on with me. Oh my goddess and my savior, my LPT. Just tell me what's going on with me. The Lori Beth Denberg.
Hello, everybody. This is Lori Beth Denberg, and welcome to the Bad Advice Podcast.
Woo!
With me, as always, is Clark Crozer.
Hello!
Hello, Clark.
How are you?
I'm getting in the spirit.
Are you feeling the fa-la-laws?
I am feeling a fa-la.
Okay, but you're getting to that other law.
I might later on go home and get my sex toys and feel another la-la-la. So it is in the spirit of Christmas.
Tis the season.
Yes. So I don't know, dear listeners,
Yeah.
hello.
Hello.
Probably some of you saw on my Instagram, I put up a little video
Yeah.
and it featured Clark's Christmas tree.
Yes.
Clark's Christmas tree
My
is something.
spinning Christmas tree.
His spinning Christmas tree is something to behold.
It
It
is.
is so chock full of nerds.
And I'm very proud to say plenty of murderers on the tree. Like just Predator,
Yes.
Terminator,
For a second, I was
horrible
like, do you
murderous
have
characters.
the serial killer, like the Zodiac killer one, the Richard Ramirez Christmas one.
Exactly, the Night Stalker.
Yeah, so it is, your entire tree is just Easter eggs.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Oh, and I mean Easter eggs like when you find something.
Right, exactly.
It's not a Christmas tree with Easter eggs on it.
If there was a scene being shot and the Christmas tree was in the background, there would be complete videos on
Yes.
every single ornament that you can see on the tree behind the two people talking.
Exactly. It is wonderful, and it spins, and there's a glowing Death Star on top.
Yes.
So
And a mork sitting in an egg.
there is a mork sitting
That's
in an
one
egg.
of my favorites.
That would be the ultimate Easter egg, is seeing the mork
the
in the
mork
egg.
egg. Exactly.
So, but that reminds me, I've been putting this off. I have this, of course, I'm full of great ideas all the time.
Of course.
And they all come to fruition. But I have a friend who's been having a very tough year. Her husband passed away.
Yeah.
The dishwasher just broke. Not that they're, you know,
comparable.
they're not comparable, but it's like life goes on and
Right.
shitty shit happens.
Yeah, exactly.
So I have a whole bucket of Christmas tree decorations.
Oh, yeah.
Because one year, 10 years ago or something, my ex and we got a tree.
Okay.
It was the first tree I'd ever had.
Right, you grew up very Jewish.
I
Like,
think-
you
yeah.
never had a Christmas tree growing
I don't
up.
say I was very Jewish.
It's true.
I was Jewish enough to never have Christmas.
Exactly. That's about it.
Yeah, so this one year, my ex was just like, hey, we should get a Christmas tree. I'm like, okay. Then I went and got all the stuff and the lights and I really liked it because part of it was
Yeah.
that this was late in the game.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the Christmas ornaments were gone.
Right.
But
right.
I really like it because it wasn't just kind of the red and green. It was kind of like a blue, gold, purplish, like all the hangy balls.
Yeah.
It just had a different color scheme than like a Christmas tree.
Right.
And I got the lights, and the lights were just like white. You know,
Yeah,
I like
the
those like
twinkly whites.
icicle whites.
Nice.
And so I really liked it. It's been sitting there because I broke up with him.
right.
Broke up with him, and then we went out. I don't know if it was to like discuss whatever. You know, we were just going to dinner, and he goes, "Should we get a Christmas tree? Because
What?
it was almost Christmas." Yeah, I'm like, no.
No.
I was just like, why am I here?
Oh. that
Anyway,
guy was the
so
worst.
I have this whole thing of treeness.
Yeah.
And I just want to put up a tree while my friend is at work.
Right.
And she'll come home to a tree.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, because it's like she's not in the mood to decorate anything.
You're saying you have treeness envy?
I have treeness envy.
Okay.
Huge green treeness envy. I need some Christmas and some antibiotics. Stat.
Well, let me ask you a question. We're talking about Christmas.
Yes.
Did you, now, in my mind, when you went off to go film the first few seasons of all that, it was like being friends with Harry Potter before he goes sent off to Hogwarts, right?
Yes.
Like you left and went away, and I didn't see you for months at a time. Christmas time, when you were doing those first few years and all that in Florida, what would you do? Would you come back to LA during Christmas time?
Yeah, I would, because we would never work. TV schedules go like 2 weeks on, 1 week off, 3 weeks on, 2 weeks off. And that would always include any holidays.
Sure.
So I can't necessarily
But it's like
remember.
In my brain, like in Harry Potter, all the other kids got to go home for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
And Harry was the only one that stayed at Hogwarts.
I just stayed in empty
like
Universal
Mr. Filch and the cat.
Studios.
Yeah, exactly.
I just ran around sweeping up, looking for empty, like half hot dogs in the trash. Poor Harry Potter.
I know, but I was just curious whether that was you in Florida.
I don't think so. I would go visit our friend Farrah. I would go to New York a lot.
Gotcha.
And
that makes a lot of sense.
I think I might have been there for Christmas. I'm
Nice.
not sure.
That's cool.
Maybe, you know what? I think I was there for Christmas. I remember it very clearly now. Because
in New York.
Yes. In New York with Farrah and our friend Steven. And Farrah made this like quiche kind of pie, kind of layered thing that was really good.
That's awesome.
And I remember that was Christmas. It wasn't Thanksgiving. So I must have spent a lovely Christmas in New York.
Nice. I love it.
Yeah.
Although I do also love the idea of you just being alone at the studio for 3 weeks.
Yeah, just me like ripping through eggnog.
Dressed up as other actors' characters.
Going into the ET ride and like repositioning all of them into naughty. You're all naughty. You're not getting anything from Satan Claus.
You're just walking around with what's-his-name's giant ears.
Yeah. Do you mean Josh or Mickey Mouse?
No, I was thinking Josh, but yeah, Mickey Mouse works too.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we have New Year's Eve coming up.
We have New Year's Eve coming
We're
up.
only about a week and a half away from New Year's. This is crazy.
I don't know what I'm going to end up doing. Hopefully some friends will have a get together.
Yeah.
So, New Year's Eve is, it's one of those things that I've always been like, what are we going to do for New Year's Eve?
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
It's like,
everyone does that.
Who am I going to kiss?
Right.
I don't want to spend another one alone writing a suicide note.
Oh, no.
But as many of you know, I don't, I'm sober. I don't drink.
Yeah.
I don't, and I don't necessarily want to be, I don't like parties anyway.
Can I say something here?
You may.
New Year's Eve sucks.
Yeah.
It is the worst holiday of all the holidays.
Yes.
You know why?
Why?
Because nothing happens.
Yeah.
We all wait for this fucking clock to count down to nothing happening. It's the same. You feel the same. Everything's the same after one as it was before one. It's just, it's always a letdown. It never lives up to what you think it's going to be. My favorite New Year's Eves have been at home with the people I love, like just not going out and doing shit.
I do
hate
enjoy
New Year's
not
Eve.
going out and doing shit.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about Halloween too.
Oh, yeah.
Just kind of like, who's going to be drunk and scary tonight?
Right. Oh, God.
So, but I hopefully we'll think of, or something will come up that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I got my sober friends.
Nice.
We can do, we're starting to get together more.
I love, it sucks right now because it's COVID and you can't really see people that much. But I like hearing how you're talking with your friends on Zoom and like you're spending time with people online, and that's cool. A lot of people that are our age are kind of afraid of that technology.
Oh my goodness.
And it's amazing. It's so great, especially if you have friends that moved away, like friends that are far away from you.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Like we have that group. We should get to group with those guys.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, I think we're gonna the
Arvisas group. We'll let that go.
Oh,
but
no!
that'll
One
be
day we
fun.
should tell the story.
That'll
of
be
Arvisas.
fun. That'll be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good year.
Yay!
I'm excited. All right, well, talking so much about holidays, let's move on. We're gonna talk to some fans out there that have questions, that have problems, that need our help.
Yes.
So let's start out with my favorite. I love a good phone call.
Yay!
I'm very happy. So this is Chase.
Hi, LB and Clark. My name is Chase. I'm from Orlando, Florida, and I'm not so much asking a question as much as I am just wanting to leave a review a little bit. And I just wanted to say that, I hear a lot of things on the podcast as far as people saying, how that they made your childhood or you made their childhood and everything. And I just want to say that how much I want to thank you and Clark for making my right now more so, just because I work a very difficult job and I'm not very happy with it. But it makes the money and everything. So I'm stuck with it at this point. But I just wanted to say thank you because you guys really make my mornings towards the end of the week, whenever everything's always been rough and everything, whenever I'm slowly getting towards the weekend and being able to look forward to everything. Your podcast comes out and I get to listen to it on my way to and from work at the end of the week, and I'm able to just laugh, smile, and also just kind of listen to, all the advice and everybody else. And I realize that, I've got it pretty good, but at the same time, I like to know that everybody else is kind of right there with me. So I just wanted to say thank you, and I hope that you guys have a nice holiday season, and thank you so much. All right, bye.
Chase!
Yeah, that's
Clark!
Chase. I know!
Clark surprised me with a niceness.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Chase. That makes me very happy. That makes me very happy that, you, because I have to say my heart skipped a beat when it was like, I'm just here to leave a review.
Yeah.
Because Clark would also hit me with that.
Yes, I would.
But, no, that's very nice. And I really like how you're like, God, I listened to this podcast and I say, I'm not so bad off.
Right? I love that.
Yeah.
But then he tries to walk it back a little bit.
Well,
Everyone else
that's
is.
the point. That's what I like is people
Absolutely.
hearing things that they relate to and going like, I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Chase.
That's kind of exactly what we're going for.
Chasey Chaserkins,
I
you made me
know.
smile.
Yeah.
Nice work.
It's funny. You just mentioned a bunch of group of us from our old high school.
Yeah.
Gets together usually around Christmas time when people come back to LA and they're here for their families. And honestly, I swear to God, I do feel like it was at our visas, that get together, when I did feel like you and I would be talking amongst all of our friends and we would be kind of holding the conversation and telling these big stories and getting everyone to laugh. That I was like, I think we would be good as a little team to make a show like this.
Yeah.
That was one of the reasons that I wanted to do this show.
That's right.
Was because I felt like when we talk, we include our friends and they feel so included. I feel like our audience feels like our friends too.
Yeah.
Like they feel like they're friends with us because
Yeah.
we're giving them advice. Like if you're sending us stuff, you're our friend.
Yeah.
You are. You're part of the show.
We have a very low bar. Any spark of attention, and I'm there.
But I just say, I mean,
No, it is. Our visas has the best collection of white elephant gifts, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
Were you the one that
Stunning.
put in the prom picture of someone else?
No, I think that was Boone or something. One of them. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Somebody put in a framed picture of 2 other people
That weren't at the party.
at the prom.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. I did well. That reminds me, I need to buy a white elephant gift. I think I have a $20 limit
Oh, nice.
for something that I'm doing in a little while.
I love white elephant.
So I'll
gifts.
have to make it not as naughty. I did okay on our visas. I was like running late. It was a $10 limit.
Oh, yeah,
for
yeah.
our visas.
Yeah.
And so I just got 10 lottery tickets, which is a cool gift, but also like a fuck you.
Right.
Like, how little thought could I put into this?
Yeah.
And if you win a substantial amount of money, we're not friends anymore.
But anyway, I was just thinking,
Yes.
clearly Chase feels like he's, part of the family, and I'm very happy he does.
And you are. And thank you so much for your niceness and kind words and phone call.
Yeah, I appreciate it a lot.
Yeah.
But let's move on to another question. This one's an actual question, not
Okay.
just a review. The next question is from Raya. And Raya says, "Hi, Lori Beth. I need your advice on how to convince my husband to let me get an eyebrow transplant. I know it might sound a little nutty, but I over-tweezed in the aughts, and now my brows are pretty sparse. I've tried microblading, but it just looks like I tattooed on my brows. I'm a dental hygienist, so even before the pandemic, I wore a mask all day, and my eyes are a real focal point. This is a $10,000 surgery, but I think it's worth the investment for my self-esteem and comfort level. How do I convince my husband it's worth the money?" That's Raya.
Do the eyebrows come from a dead person?
I don't know. I mean, she says eyebrow transplant, so they have to come
Yeah.
from somewhere.
Oh my goodness. Or is it like the hair club for men where they
Oh, yeah.
take the hair follicles from somewhere else and stick them in your face?
Right, yeah, you get a couple of butt hairs pulled out and put into your eyebrows.
And then you have your butt fat sucked out and put into your lips, and then you're a total ass face. Did she say $10,000?
She said $10,000 surgery.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
And she has to convince her husband.
right.
So that says to me that he's the breadwinner. And, well, I would say first off,
Yeah.
Raya, I need you to sit down and make a monthly budget and see where the $10,000 would come from.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, perhaps you have an extravagant life to start with.
Yeah.
Although if they were super rich, she would just be like, I'm getting an eyebrow
That's the
transplant.
thing. She wouldn't be asking if they
Yeah.
were rich.
So we have to assume that this is like second mortgage on the house,
Yeah, I
eyebrow
don't know.
transplants.
I mean, or at least you got to be putting down what, like at least $1,000 a month for 10 months?
Yeah. Okay, I'm unclear. Well, we can go through these things. She says she tried microblading,
Yeah.
which has been explained to me a million times, but also it just sounds like someone macheteing your face.
Yeah, okay.
It's microblading is like the Machete movie.
Right.
But
Machete?
but when he was a little boy. It's like the prequel.
That's
It's
micro
called
machete.
microblading. I have never heard of an eyebrow transplant. I have very, very light eyebrows.
Yeah.
I have thick, dark hair,
yeah.
but luckily it's a good thing
very
when you're a
light
chick.
eyebrows. Yeah.
I have light hair everywhere else on my body.
Yeah, absolutely.
Almost. So I've never cared.
Right.
You know, when I need to care, some lovely person colors them in and puts them on TV for me.
Right.
But so obviously, I'm sure if you've gone microblading, you know, Raya, that you can use makeup, that you can do microblading, that you can do the tattoos,
Mhm.
which I don't. I would love it if you shaved off your eyebrows and did tattoos of big chola eyebrows.
There you
'Cause
go.
those are awesome.
I do. That's very good, bad advice.
I don't know. $10,000 seems to be a lot in exchange for self-esteem about your eyebrows.
Yeah.
So, and I understand what you're saying, but there seems, I have a feeling, I have a real feeling that this is something that Raya's focused on that no one else has ever noticed.
I would think you are 100% right about that.
You know, I can't, I mean, unless, you know, there's some huge scar, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something to really make you go, whoa.
I think we've known each other for coming close to about 40 years right now. When you just talked about your eyebrows might have been the first time I've ever really paid attention to your eyebrows before. Like,
well, because
whoever looks at somebody's eyebrows and focuses on it.
Exactly. So I just get this feeling that it is something that Raya, that you're focused on.
Yeah.
You know, you say, and I have friends who have had, you know, like, I plucked them out. I've done, you know, and I've been in the makeup chair and the makeup with plenty of people. And, you know, that draw on this or that, or, you know, Luann has to draw on her eyebrows.
Right.
She doesn't want anyone to know she doesn't have any eyebrows. Says Kirk Van Houten in a super weird episode of The Simpsons. That's a really weird scene.
Yeah.
The whole episode.
Her eyebrows are weird shape now.
That's the one where we learn he went to Gudger College. We didn't all go to Gudger College. Anyway, I would really take a step back and consider, but I still think, like, I'm just picturing, like, somebody dying and they're like, get his heart, get his, wait, get his eyebrows, get his eyebrows.
Exactly. There's just like a scientist with the little zappy zap things behind him.
Yeah, and what if you get eyebrows from a crazy scientist?
It's eyebrows!
Exactly.
Now, wait a minute. Let me ask you this.
Yes.
I am not a big eyebrow person.
Yes.
Clearly. What is there such a thing as like eyebrow merkins?
Oh.
Like just fake glue on
like
eyebrows?
She gets the spirit gum and she really
gum
goes the whole High School Musical fake beard.
But then she can like change it every day. Sometimes she's going like full Dan Levy. The next day it's like really tiny and thin.
Okay.
Kind of change with her attitude.
Excellent. Oh God, I'm picturing this lovely woman with like two eyebrows that look like Salvador Dali's mustache.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
I would. Well, the question is like, you know, she said, you know, how do I convince my husband? Hopefully, your husband will be able to tell you you're beautiful.
Yeah.
And you're not $10,000 unbeautiful, at least. Be like, honey, you need some improvement, but it's about $500.
Or if you don't want to get permission, quote unquote, from your husband, save the money.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you can save the money. You
Squirrel
can
it away, pocket it, and then you can pay for it yourself.
Sell your wedding ring. Take in boarders. Sell your car. Yeah, I mean, there's no way to ask your husband about spending money on an eyebrow transplant other than asking him.
Yeah.
He might have the same reaction we have, which is like, what? Can you look that up? Can you Google that for me? I need some Wikipedia in my life right now. But so, I mean, you can just ask him. I don't know the relationship between you and her husband.
Yeah.
But I would really consider this I mean, it seems like it costs $10,000.
Yeah.
It's called a transplant.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the deal is. We'll have to look it up after this.
I am so curious now.
And if I'm wrong, we'll do something. We'll insert it.
Okay.
Raya, I was wrong. This is the greatest thing ever. But I would really, really try to consider if your self-esteem is riding on this, it's something that I can all but guarantee nobody else is either noticing or especially judging you for.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
unless your eyebrows are like super crazy,
Touching
like
other people.
yeah. You know, so I don't send us back a picture.
Right. Yeah.
Send us a picture of your current eyebrows.
Now all I can think of is those weird pictures from like Guinness Book of Records of like the people with the long fingernails or toenails.
Yes.
I could just picture somebody with eyebrows that are just like fluttering in the wind.
Raya wins least eyebrows in the world. So you can ask your husband, you can, look into it, do research. I'm sure you have, but really, really stop and think about how much this means to you and what it's trying to fix besides eyebrows, because no one's judging you. No one is going behind your back going like, oh my God, you'll never know. You wouldn't believe the shitty eyebrows on the girl that cleaned my teeth today.
Right.
You know? And so I just would urge you to kind of look into that.
Yeah.
And I would like to urge you as well to think of other things that you could do with $10,000. Like, not that you're going to spend the money one way. It's not like you have $10,000. Do I give it to charity or get eyebrow transplants?
Right.
But when you look at it that way, if you were to say, I can, for the price of eyebrow transplants, we can pay 5 months rent and stay at a hotel and get a new, refrigerator, like whatever it is.
Go on a trip to Paris.
Yes.
Going like,
You cannot come to Paris with those eyebrows. Get out. You shall not pass customs. Raya, good luck.
Yeah.
Ask your husband. I'm
Yeah.
sure we'll get like a new question. Like, my wife wants $10,000 for eyebrow transplants.
How do I tell my wife? She's
How
insane.
do I get a lawyer? But no one's judging you for it.
Yeah.
And if they are, send them to me.
Yeah, exactly.
They could just look at me. There's a lot more to judge me for than eyebrows. I will take the hit, Raya.
I like it.
Okay, good.
That's good. Hopefully that helps. Let's move on to our next question. This comes from Bart.
Bart.
And Bart says, "Hi, LB and Clark. My name is Bart. They, them. I'm from New Jersey, and I'm in my late 20s. I've been in a few solid queer relationships. They've all ended somewhat peacefully, and I have followed the queer stereotype of remaining friends with my exes. That is, up until recently. A year ago, I was in a very fast-paced relationship with a girl named Laura, she, her. We progressed rapidly, but it only lasted 3-ish months. It was never right from the start, and I finally came to my senses and ended it. Laura was very mad, and we went our separate ways. And I'm 100% happy about that. My issue isn't the breakup. My issue is that I'm so mad at myself that I ever allowed myself to be in such a toxic relationship like that in the first place. My friends didn't like her, but didn't tell me until after. I feel embarrassed for being in that relationship. I feel angry for not listening to my gut at the time, and I'm frustrated that this tiny blip of a relationship still bothers me even a year later. I'm now in a very great and healthy relationship, but I want to try and heal this old wound once and for all. We also live in the same area, and I'm scared to see her out and about. She has a very bold and unfiltered personality, and I'm unsure what she would say or do if she sees me. I have no idea why she has such a hold on me. Perhaps it's because it will remind me of something I'm trying desperately to forget. I appreciate any help you all can give me. Thanks so much. Devoted listener and supporter of your Million Hugs campaign, Bart.
Bart. Oh, Bart.
Bart.
I want to give you a little shit because 3 months. Do it for 3 months. I did it for 4 years twice.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah,
No, 3 years for me. But still.
It is so hard after something like that, I just kick myself.
Yeah.
I just kick myself. I said, I knew it then. Why didn't I just get out? I knew it then. Why didn't I just get out? And it lingers. It really, really lingers.
Yeah.
So I can absolutely empathize fully with what you're feeling. And
yeah.
Do you want to go kick her ass, Bart? I'll hold her arms. No, we're not advocating violence.
No
we're
violence.
not advocating violence.
No, it's Christmas.
Until we think of our exes. And then we are just dreaming up the ultimate plan. It is so common. I won't even say so common. I'll speak from my own experience. You know, that becomes the overwhelming thought that I have regarding a bad experience, like a narcissistic, abusive, you know, gaslighting, whatever the issues were. Those are my issues. Whatever the issues
those
were
were the issues you had to deal with.
Precisely.
Those weren't your issues.
But the issue is that I took it.
Yeah. Yes,
and then I sat through it. And then I found compassion. And then it's going to be this one day. And, you know, all of that shit. That I let myself believe it. That I let myself be treated that way for so long.
Yeah.
And again, congratulations on getting out after 3 months. And it's more about... It's interesting, though, because he says he's had a lot of... First of all, you seem to date a lot, Bart. I know it's they, them. I just called him, but Bart is a they, them. So what's your secret?
I know. A year later, and they're already in a very happy relationship.
I know. I'm glad. And... you can take, I mean, this is so trite. I want to smack myself for saying it. But, like, you know, you take the things that were problematic in that little relationship and you know, apply it to the next one. But I know what you're saying, because I keep saying, oh, it was a little relationship. And you know that, Bart.
Yeah.
But you're still, that's the question. Why is this still under
Bugging
my fucking skin?
Yes.
And you'll have to look inward. I wish I knew you. I wish I could look you up and down and be like, here's the problem. But there is a lot of times after an experience like that, this, like, you know, we crave justice. Yeah. We crave things to be like for comeuppance to the villain and for victory for the hero.
Right.
And that shit doesn't happen in real life.
It does not.
In many, many, many cases, almost the least of which is my ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, exactly.
So there could just be that lingering, you know, oh, I need her to know what a bitch she was or whatever. But it seems like you're just saying, how do I forgive myself? Why am I still churning about this?
Yeah.
And what you can maybe look at is like what it brought up for you. Is it reminiscent of other shit that happened in your life that you're like, oh, I didn't realize that this happened, you know.
Right.
It could be, you know, a parent that had that pattern with you. It could be someone in junior high and you don't recognize, you're like, oh shit.
Right.
But what is there anything that happened in this relationship and the dissolving of this relationship that is reminiscent of something that you've gone through before? And you know, you're embarrassed. You were in it. Like, I don't know. Was she hot? Was the sex good? Like, what, you know, it's like whatever it was at the moment. Yeah, it was.
Also, they say, they live in the same area and they're scared to see her out and about.
Yes.
So that to me means that there's something unsaid, right? Is there something that wasn't said that she's afraid is going to be said? Like, why would they be afraid of meeting back up with this person? Because they might go crazy, like they might get mad and say something, or afraid the other way around.
It kind of seems like bitches be crazy.
Right.
So it kind of seems like this, you know, woman that Bart was dating,
Right.
it was off kilter, it was toxic, it was whatever.
Yeah.
So this is the kind of person you're dealing with.
Right. Right.
And so out in public, yeah, I mean, the rule of thumb, my first advice to you is say nothing, don't react.
Yeah.
That's the best you can do.
And I would say don't react is even more important than don't say anything.
Yes.
Who knows? She might come up to you first and say something, and you don't want to just like turn the other way and not say anything.
But that's this real kind of almost dull civility.
Yes.
Like, I hope you're well.
Yes.
I hope you're well.
Don't react.
Yes.
That
and
is
then
so great.
After the third time, you just eye the manager.
Yeah,
and come over.
exactly.
But it's, I also think maybe Bart is like, oh, she's going to go crazy. And that just like mortifies me even more.
Right.
That I even dealt with this person, that I made myself vulnerable to this kind of person.
Totally.
So, it was what it was.
Yeah.
Call it a fling. 3 months. I don't know your life, Bart. I don't know your life. But obviously whatever it was, whatever toxicity there was going on there, really just burrowed into your brain.
Yeah, big time.
A lot. And so the concept of running into this person and what are they going to do? And also I will say from my own wasted hours, months, and years contemplating, thinking out scenarios, what's going to happen when, this and that, and this and that. It probably won't.
Right.
It's probably built up so much more in your head because you can't understand why you let yourself be in this position. That it's really like, well, obviously, when I see her, she's going to have a gun.
Right.
And she's going to scream and she's going to, rob the diner at the end of Pulp Fiction.
I don't know about you, but when I go to bed at night and I close my eyes and my head is on that pillow, I constantly have conversations, arguments, not altercations, but, disputes with people in my brain of like what I would say to that person that upset me, and I'll spend 20 minutes, flipping and flopping on the bed, just thinking of all the ways that I would say this and say that and say this.
Mine go back to preschool and extend 30 years in the future. I don't get a lot of sleep.
That's true.
And, this is... I really understand that because we're in a bad relationship, Bart, you and I, with different people.
Mm-hmm.
And you seem to have this like healthy thing where it's like, that was just her and we're done.
Yeah.
But you're stuck with this embarrassment and shame and how could I have let this happen? But the fact is you did.
Yeah.
The fact is, it was this experience. Like I said, I hope the sex was good or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that. Maybe do that. Try to focus on like we'll start with one thing. One thing that was good. One nice memory. One movie that you saw together that you really liked the movie.
Sure.
He's like, yeah, but she stabbed the popcorn guy while we were there. I think maybe I'll try to do that. Focus on. Try to come up with one or two positive things from the relationship.
Yeah.
Which might, and I just mean like things you did in that relationship that were good, like i.e. a movie, i.e. the best steak I ever had was with that crazy girl.
Right.
And you'll be able to see the time spent wasn't for naught.
Right.
It wasn't the relationship of your dreams.
Yeah.
It was far from, it was the relationship of your nightmares.
Right.
But even if you can extrapolate just a couple decent things from it, you might be able to look at it as just not this like agonizing pit of 3 months of embarrassment that you can't get the black hole out of your heart from.
Right.
And if you run into this person, first of all, and this is what I need to remember, and Clark, you as well.
Yeah.
All the people that we're having these constant churning conversations with in our head are not not thinking about us.
It's true.
They are not thinking about us at all.
Oh, you're so right.
At all. So also, Bart, if you're thinking that this girl is, waiting at home going, oh, when I see Bart,
Right.
I'm going to do this. And
Right.
I can't wait to blah, 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 and scratch his eyes out. If she scratches your eyebrows off, can you send them to Raya?
Oh, there you go. Transplant.
We did say we're all friends and family here.
It's true.
So let's share the wealth and share the eyebrows. But it probably is not foremost on her mind.
Yeah.
So I say probably.
Yeah.
I don't know if this girl is a crazy face or what.
I don't know.
But if you should encounter her in public, I know that pit of the stomach feeling.
Ugh, yeah.
Don't engage her. If she engages you, be very civil and polite.
Yeah.
And don't react. Don't take any
Ugh,
bait.
That's the perfect advice.
Biggest thing.
So good. You cannot react. Do not let her affect you at all.
Yeah, because the whole point is you will then have that. I almost hope you run into each other now.
Yeah, seriously.
Because you could have that experience of not succumbing to that behavior again.
Yeah.
To not, handling yourself in a way that you're like, well, I handled this very well with my best interest and taking care of myself, and I am not embarrassed about that.
Talk about the best fucking way to get over this issue.
Can we set up a meet cute for them?
A meet hate.
A meet hate. A hate cute.
A hate cute. And one more thing, Bart. You can't let things that you're embarrassed about in your past affect you in the present. I have a total mullet in my high school senior photo. What are you going to fucking do? You just kind of got to deal with your past. Your past is your past.
Clark is way more embarrassed about that haircut than you are of your freaky relationship.
Of Laura. Yeah.
Laura, quote unquote.
Laura.
The names have been changed to protect the crazy.
Exactly. But yeah, I hope that helps, Bart. And let us know. I'd love to hear what happens. If you do run into Laura,
yes,
please let us know.
Yes.
I would really love to hear that follow-up. But we're going to move on to our final question of the day.
Okay.
We've already gotten to the final question. And our final question is from Dina.
Okay.
And Dina, you're going to be happy.
All right.
Is a phone call.
Oh,
Let's hit it.
Hi, Lori, Beth, and Clark. I won't give you my real name. My childhood nickname is Dina, and I'm from Arizona. So the short story of my question is that I have a very toxic relationship with my mother. When I was growing up, she threatened to kill me and multiple people in my family. She was an alcoholic, did drugs, had mental health problems, and for a litany of reasons, we are now estranged. We don't speak to each other. Now that I'm married, my husband desperately wants to have a child, and I struggle because my reference of motherhood is my mother. And I understand that you learn what not to do from having a toxic parent, but you don't necessarily learn what to do from having a toxic parent. And I struggle because I constantly question if I'm well equipped to raise a child and to bring them into the world in a place where they feel loved and encouraged and have all the tools to succeed when I did not have that from my mom. So my question to you is, what do you do when you don't have a frame of reference? My husband came from a mother who was very caring and loving and did everything to help him succeed, and I don't have that background. So what do you do when you're questioning having a child with a partner when you come from two completely different frames of reference and wonder if you're well equipped to be a mom? Love the show, and I appreciate any advice y'all can give me.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dina. Oh, I wish I didn't have so much in common with everyone that has a heartbreaking question.
Right.
But Dina, I am right with you. I've talked a lot about the show about my not great childhood, and I have not talked about my mother, but that was a serious, we have that in common.
Yeah.
Especially the I know what not to do,
Right.
but I don't know what to do. And I've had those, I remember, I don't know if I've even talked about this on the show once, but there was this one moment so clearly. I was in my 20s. I lived at the drug den.
Yeah.
I was at the drug den and there was dogs running around.
They're always working.
And I love doggies, but there had become like a skirmish. Like it turned into something and I just yelled this dog's name and it was like,
oh, it was like your mom's voice coming out of you.
It was, and it really shook me. And I thought, did I need to yell? Is this how I'm going to react to anything?
Ooh.
Is this what I would be like as a mother? Like all of that flashed through my brain.
Wow.
In the half second after.
Yeah.
I yelled that dog's name. And so I'm right with our caller Dina.
Yeah.
The big things that stand out, I don't know why, like just from the tone of your voice, and this is completely like out of my ass,
Sure.
But just from the tone of your voice, Dina, I think your husband's really nice and really loves you.
Oh, yeah.
And that you really love him.
Yeah.
And that is the key to all of it.
Yep.
Because it's not just you. It'd be different if you got knocked up and you're like, oh, I'm going to keep this baby. And then it's just me and the baby.
Right.
And I'm resentful of the baby. And this isn't what I wanted. Then you might be like, I'm going to go drink and I'll call you Little
Become your
Dina.
mom. Yeah, exactly.
But the fact that you have a husband who knows you, who knows about your past, who I'd assume.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Who knows? I don't know if he's ever met your mother or whatever, but I sense that you guys have an open dialogue about it.
Right. This is a problem that he currently helps you with, your issues with your mom.
Yeah. And that he knows about while he's discussing with you, I want to have a baby with you.
Right. Yes.
And he is coming from the, that other side of like the loving family. They're all serial killers too. There's bodies in their attic. Just don't even worry about that. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. But he seems nice to you.
Yeah.
That is going to be, that should be, can be, might be, will be your solace.
Yep.
You are not in this alone. When we are in abusive relationship with a parent, we are very much alone.
Yes.
We are alone in that. You don't mention anywhere that, your father was around or that you had, the abuse is the overwhelming just thing in our lives.
And it doesn't matter if you have siblings. It doesn't matter. That feeling hits you hard and it makes you feel like you are alone. When it's your parents against you, it doesn't matter how many siblings you have. Doesn't matter if dad is on your side sometimes. Like, you feel alone in that moment.
Yeah. And alone and scared and worthless and all of these things that we are not, or we're not, I doubt you and I were ever worthless, but like, you are not alone.
Yeah.
You are not in danger. You are not unsafe. And it's really hard to shake that. Even, when you shake your head and you go, no, I'm at my, I'm with my husband who loves me. I'm hoping you have a dog.
Safe place. Yeah.
You have such a nice voice. I hope you have a dog. I'm going to call Dina and have her just read me to sleep every night.
Yeah, she's such a pleasant voice.
Exactly. You are not in the same situation as your mother.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you're even thinking about it and worried about it is good.
Yes.
But there's a difference between, and it's natural that you would doubt yourself.
Yeah.
But it's the kind of, when we are abused like that, when it is so bad, it robs us of so much. It robs us of safety. It robs us of self-esteem and self-worth. It robs us of everything.
Yep.
And, I just was like, well, this is just what I'm here for. I'm here to beat up and to be sworn at and to be pulled out of bed by my hair and to have no prospects. And, that turned out not to be true.
Exactly.
I don't know what kind of prospects I have, but
at the moment,
but you, Dina, you found this guy, this dude, who's your husband, who again knows you and knows your past.
Right.
And it's like, no, I want to have a baby with you.
Yeah.
And it is the ultimate partnership.
Yeah.
Ideally is in raising a child.
Right.
It's not the kind of thing that goes well. It's hard on your own. I think it's probably even harder when you have someone else there that just doesn't give a shit.
Yes.
Yes.
100% yes.
So I think that, I feel like you and I come from this train of thought where it's like, I'm damaged, I'm no good. I don't have inherently in me the kindness or the the love or how to give it or what it even is, because we didn't experience that.
Right.
And, you do have love to give. You're married to your husband. I'm sure you're married to your husband. It'd be weird if you were married to not your husband. You're married to your mailman. But I'm sure that if you really take a step back and look even at friendships that you have, do you express love there? When someone makes you angry, what is your reaction? Because that was as I told that story about, the dogs and me yelling.
Yeah.
What it really was when I have no control, when I'm acting instinctively.
Yes.
Is that what's going to come out? Am I going to be that?
Right.
And of course, I don't have any children. And I probably won't at this point. So, Dina, please have twins.
Oh.
If you want to have twins and we can split them up Parent Trap style.
There you go.
And I'll keep one and you keep one. And we'll do a big nature versus nurture thing. I cannot watch The Parent Trap. It seems like the most awful thing ever.
The Parent Trap?
The Parent Trap.
I mean,
who
splits up twins?
The horrible people in The Parent Trap.
And then not tells the twin that they have a twin?
This is what I'm saying. It's the most evil thing ever. And then it's like, let me sing the song.
Yeah, let's get together. Yeah.
I know. It's always blown my mind. Blown my fucking mind.
Wait, I also love that this is so funny, showing exactly how old you and I are, that neither of us thought of what's her name.
No, Lindsay Lohan. I know, I did. I definitely did.
I went straight to Haley Mills.
No, I did as well, because I did see. Hold on.
Yeah,
Dina,
sorry,
we'll
Dina.
Get back
We'll
to you
be
in a
right
moment.
back.
We'll be right back after this message about. I don't think I've seen the entirety of the Parent Trap original.
Oh, really?
I have seen the Parent Trap with, I think it's Dennis Quaid and Julianne Moore, maybe?
Oh, okay. Is that the Lindsay Lohan
yeah,
one?
and
Okay.
Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
And somehow they must have, cajoled it so that it was forgivable, whereas I think it is inherently unforgivable.
Yeah, that's pretty horrible.
But I just know, like, in an older film, like, they didn't care about that stuff. And it's like, oh, they're identical twins, but we're splitting them up.
Yeah, exactly.
When they all grow up with a unnamed hole in their hearts, just keep it quiet, ex-wife.
Let's get together. Yeah.
I don't know who to get together with. I just know I'm supposed to be together with someone.
Oh, God.
And Dina's together with her husband.
Yes.
If I may bring us back.
Yes, back.
And You have got a partnership.
Yeah.
And that is the key.
Yeah.
Is that you can lean on your husband and his experience, and you can prove to yourself, I know this sounds like, why don't I roll the dice and have a kid?
Right.
But that might be the only way for you to truly see that you are not a direct product of abuse, and you are not just the next in line to be hurtful and all of that stuff. And I mean, I would suggest, of course, getting 10 dogs. You need a dog and a plant. People say, oh, get a plant. No,
just a dog.
But I said, like, her voice sounds so nice. I bet she has a dog.
Yeah, it's true.
But, you know, your husband knows you, and your husband wants to have a child with you.
Well, and I would say, you know, because I'm coming at this really from the husband's point of view on this one, because my wife...
typical.
My wife was abused growing up and had a horrible childhood, just like you guys. And she had those fears before we had our kid.
Yeah.
She did not know absolutely 100% that she wanted to have a kid. It was very scary when she got pregnant. She had lots of fears about it. But, you know, I came from a very happy family and a very, you know, there's crazy people in my family, but none of them are people that I live with.
Yes.
So that was always really nice. And I had zero worries.
Yeah.
I always grew up being able to handle kids and talk with kids and play with kids. So I never had a doubt in my mind that I would be a good dad, but she had a lot of doubts that she would be a good mom. But here's what I'm going to tell you.
Oh, P.S. And by the way, she's an awesome mom.
She is. She's an amazing mom.
I didn't know if that's where you were going.
It's kind of where I'm going.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
I didn't mean to steal your mom thunder.
That's all right. But I feel like the day our son was born, our lives changed. And, you know, everyone says that. It's a very cliche thing to say. But I mean that literally. I mean, literally, I can look back in my life and kind of pick out about 3 or 4 points in my life that kind of dramatically shifted everything.
Yes.
Right? Just major lifestyle moments that changed everything for the better or for the worse. And having a kid changed my life so much.
Yeah.
All of those elements of wanting to still be a kid and still be like out having fun and party. Like I kind of lost a lot of that, but I made sure that my wife understood from the beginning when she got pregnant.
Yeah.
That this wasn't going to be, she needs to be the person that raises this kid.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This is no longer the 50s. Hell, this is no longer the 80s, right?
Right?
We are in a new era. And in this era, it is more than acceptable for me to take the lead on a majority of the child rearing things.
Yes.
Because I know what to do. Because I did have good examples and she can follow my lead on a few things. Her love for our kid is endless.
Yeah.
She absolutely adores our son. And there are a few moments that pop up that might scare her or something, but there has yet to be, knock, 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 yet to be a moment that has really scared her where she act like her dad.
Yeah.
You know, it never, ever, ever happens because she hates him.
Yeah.
Right? Why would she want to be like that?
Well, it's like and I think that's what Dina brings up, which I've said a lot too, is that concept of I know what not to do.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, I've got that covered, but I don't know what to do.
Right.
And you're not going to know what to do unless you have to do it.
Exactly.
You know?
That's exactly right.
So, and I'm certainly not saying, like, I don't want to be like, tell your husband tonight's the night. You know, but yeah, this kid's going to get dropped off on my doorstep with a note that said, you were wrong.
Oh, no.
Bad advice indeed. Love, Dina. And then that's just the sitcom, Me and the Kid. I'll call it Me and the Kid.
I hope they name him Denberg.
Denberg.
Because then he could be Denberg.
We don't know what to do until we have to do it.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling, Dina, that you have resources that are going to come naturally.
Right.
But you're stuck in this fear. And you also say that, if you have to look at, do you want to have a child as well?
Absolutely.
You say your husband desperately wants to have a child. Do you want that too?
Right.
And is that getting completely obscured by your fears?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you want to have a child, don't let the abuse we suffered that kind of shaped us completely take that over.
Right.
And just try to look at what you must have lived your life in a way that was kind or nice or loving. Unless, what if her husband's just a jerk? What if this whole thing is bad?
Well, here's the thing. If the mom was horrible and she estranged herself from the mom, you would think that meant that she was living a non-horrible life.
Yeah.
To push that away.
Yeah, we get away. When people do, when we get away and estrange ourselves, it's to save ourselves.
Exactly.
So live the life that you have now because you've gotten away.
That's absolutely
right.
right.
And it's way easier said than done, but you are not only the product of abuse. There's a lot more to you, and explore that and talk about it with your husband and let us know if you guys get it on.
Yeah, exactly. Just let your husband know. Talk to your husband. Tell him, I'm scared. I had a horrible, childhood. Do you feel comfortable taking the lead on some of these things where I don't know how to handle it?
Yeah.
Can I always tag out? Right? That's what I feel like my wife always wanted. The ability to, if something was going wrong, she couldn't handle it, to tag out, get me to come in and take over.
Yeah.
So that's all you really need, Dina. You just need a
little
trust in your husband. I really hope everything works out. That is a hard question.
Yeah.
But it's an important one, and I hope we helped.
Absolutely.
But that was it. That was our final question of the show.
That was the ending.
That was it. It's time for Christmas.
Oh, it's time for Christmas. This is a very Christmassy show.
Oh, it doesn't get more Christmassy than this.
Well, Merry Christmas, Clark.
Merry Christmas to
Merry
you, Lori
Christmas,
Beth.
Bags.
Merry Christmas, Flinny.
I should
we
say.
should also, say
that Bags, Bagheera, Clark has two dogs.
Yeah.
Bagheera, the giant black lab, and Flynn, the smaller yippity
asshole dog.
He's a Chihuahua mix, and Bags has been with us every single podcast that we've recorded.
Yeah, if you digitally remove our voices from every episode, you can probably just hear him snoring for an hour every episode.
And Flynn, we tried a couple times to have him in here. You never heard that, dear listeners, because we edited out his knocking shit over, barking, and then the 2 minutes it took Clark to get him out of the room.
That's true.
But for the first time ever, Flinny has made it through an entire podcast.
It's a Christmas miracle.
It is a Christmas miracle.
There must be a Jesus.
He's not dead, is he?
No, I hope not.
No, he's lying right there. I see him breathing.
He's probably
so good job, Flinny boy. Good job.
All right. That was good. I liked it. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much. If you out there, if you have a question or a decision that's weighing heavily on you, please send it to us and let LB ease your burden. Send us your problems at AskLoriBeth.com. Follow us on all the socials at AskLoriBeth, or just leave a message with your voice at 1-855-336-2374. That's 1-855-DENBERG or 1-855-Denberg.
And if you'd like to find me, you can do so at LB Denberg on Instagram, at Lori Beth Denberg on Twitter, and at the Lori Beth Denberg fan page on Facebook. And if you want to book me for a last minute Christmas or
New
belated
Year's.
Hanukkah.
Oh, yeah.
Or Kwanzaa, or pagan holiday.
Or wishing your friends a Merry New Year.
Yes, wishing your friends a Merry Happy New Year.
Yeah.
And I liked Clark's idea the other week about me doing the countdown for you.
Right?
That just seems like so awesome.
I really hope somebody does that.
I know, that would be cool. So you can book me for anything for a loved one at cameo.com/LoriBeth.
All right, we will talk to you guys next week.
Thanks so much. Have yummy Christmas.
Bad Advice stars Lori Beth Denberg and Clark Crozer. The show is produced by me, Jeremy Balon, and part of the Seltzer Kings network. Our theme song is written and performed by Natty Ward. If you or someone you love is in need of some bad advice, you can submit your own question on our socials, all of which are Ask Lori Beth, or on our website at AskLoriBeth.com, or for a nostalgic twist, you can call 1-855-DENBERG. That's right, 1-855-336-2374, and leave your question there. Thanks for listening.